The Texas 12-pack, presented by Texas Farm Store.
I love you guys so much.
104.9 Coyote Country.
Cool.
It's 104.9 Coyote Country. It's a Texas 12-pack with me in the studio, Mr. Max Flinn. There's noise here. It's good to have you, sir. How you doing?
I am great. It's great to be in Uvalde for the first time ever. So
now, where are you from?
we're from Houston.
Houston. Okay, so
Yeah.
I saw on your Facebook page, I want to say it said like Bel Air, Texas.
Bel Air, Texas is just a little pocket. It's its own little city within the greater Houston city
So it's like a
limits.
Houston suburb.
Yeah, it's a
I want to call
suburb.
you something like there's a Will Smith joke in there somewhere.
The Fresh Prince, yeah. That was my nickname because I was like the quarterback in high school, and
Really?
Sunshine. I had a lot of nicknames, trust me.
I can totally see that. First of all, okay.
Maxi Pad.
Oh no, that's a tough one to live down.
I know.
But you survived, right?
Yes, sir.
Probably made you tougher, but I mean, you're a tall drink of water. You were a handsome man, sir. I got to say, whenever
thank
we
you.
were getting this thing scheduled to have you come by, all the ladies in the office were like, "Ooh, let's look into this guy." And it
That's
was like,
awesome.
Oh, yummy!
Well-
I think I heard yummy once. I didn't hear anything about Maxi Pad, so
Good.
good
Okay.
on you, man. So again, it's Max Flinn out of the Houston area, and you've got a new single. It's called "Anywhere But Austin."
Yes, sir.
And let's go ahead and talk about that. Well, you know what? Let's wait to get into the music. Let's just talk about your upbringing in country music. I read also that you're fairly new to this pursuit in music, that you used to kind of do a suit and tie corporate
Yes.
gig not too long ago, right?
Yes, sir. That was the title track of my EP. My first EP was "Give Me Something More," and it was just this idea of, I achieved that goal of getting my college degree from the University of Houston, and got a great job in oil and gas right away, and was climbing the corporate ladder. But I after a few years, after about year 2 or 3, I started realizing that it just wasn't fulfilling me. You know what I mean?
All right.
And I'd kind of look around at a lot of the people who had been there much longer than me, and there was just this mentality of looking forward to the weekend or looking forward to retirement. And to me, it just didn't feel like living,
Right.
And life is so fragile, man. I mean, I just lost some dear friends last week, and you just never know, right? And we got to just... I mean, I'm not here to make a statement or anything, but I realize that I want to live every day like it's my last, and so I started doing, I did like an open mic, because music was just this hobby that I did for friends and family, and somebody, you'd hear it through the grapevine and friends and family, hey, you should go.
Right.
Like, you're
People
kind of
encourage you,
good.
hey, you're good enough to make it to do this, right?
And you hear that enough, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, whatever. So I went to an open mic at the famous Mucky Duck down there in Houston, played one of my songs, and the reaction was pretty good, and I was like, okay, and I just caught the bug, right? And then cut a little demo, and we started playing around town, and then just kind of snowballed into this thing where I was playing all the time and getting paid to play now, and I started looking at the numbers, and I'm a finance guy, so I'm like, okay, well, I can pay the bills.
Right, you can live. Right, very good, man.
I can pay the bills, so I jumped ship 2 years ago.
Well, I think you made a really good point, that whole, like, people living for the weekend, living for their vacation. It seems like a pretty sad existence when you spend the majority of your time looking forward to something that you're not doing right now. And like you said, you just kind of jumped off that horse, got on another one that you actually wanted to pursue. Like, I've been in radio for most of my life, so my professional, and I love this gig. It's like it's work. It's hard. It can be frustrating, but man, ultimately, I love what I do. I love coming in. I love meeting people like you from all over the place. Chasing their dream. The cool music that changes all the time, and just kind of being connected to something that I have a big passion for, which is music.
Yeah.
So I don't ever think, oh man, I can't wait for the weekend, unless it's like something fun that I'm doing with the radio station. So yeah, it's real cool that you just decided to jump ship. So what was there a moment where you said, you know what? I'm gonna do. It has to be kind of intimidating. I mean, you work, you get a degree, like you said, you get this great gig, and that's not a decision you can make lightly. What was that moment where you said, okay, I can do this for the reals?
Yeah, so I am very much a realist, and so I realized that, like I said, once I looked at the numbers and I realized that I was playing enough regular gigs and I was making enough money to support myself, that was part of it. And also, being the realist that I am, I had to receive enough feedback from the outside world, outside of my
Your bubble.
immediate
the
friends
people that are just going to be your cheerleaders
and family.
anyway, right,
my
right.
mom, I can't trust my mom.
Right.
You're great. She loves everything you do is great. Every song
I mean, you can trust her.
Yeah, I trust her, but every song I send her is the greatest song in the world.
Right.
And so you receive some of that. You get enough feedback from people that you don't know saying that we like what you're doing, and you realize maybe there is something here. And I just knew, man. I mean, I knew I would just regret it if I didn't go. I mean, if you really want to do this music thing, you've got to go full in.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, it's either that or I was going to be a weekend warrior and play private gigs and stuff like that.
And that'll take you twice as long, and you'll be working twice as hard.
Yeah.
So
it's been just a huge blessing, and it's and last week I found out I'm signing a publishing deal in Nashville, so I'm going to get an extra source of income. We'll just be writing songs and getting my name out there. And
well, hey, you mentioned your mom earlier. It's Mother's Day weekend. You want to give a shout out to Mom?
Yes. I love you, Mom. I don't know if she's listening in Houston, but
it's all right.
But yeah, she's been I'm a mama's boy, dude. I mean, it's just she's been a huge source of inspiration and love for me, and like I said, I can't trust her when it comes to songs, but I trust her in every other aspect, and I lean on her big time. So yeah.
Now you're kind of more of a singer-songwriter type of guy. As far as I can tell, what's your influence as far as your sound? Because like I said, you're writing songs and you're recording. What are those influences that you're pulling from? Is it music you grew up with, or some other kind of influence?
Well, originally, early 2000s, like when I was in junior high, it was in the Houston rodeo. It was a big deal.
I'm old.
Down there. Sorry. It was Pat Green and Corey Morrow,
all right,
and Robert O'Keefe and Roger Craig, and it was this, and these guys would play the Houston rodeo back then, and we, and come and play Houston venues, and that music was just really popular amongst all my friends, and I loved it because it was great songwriting, and it was very acoustic driven, and there was the fiddles and the steel guitars, and which is what I love. I got my fiddle player with me here today, and we have a steel guitar in the band most of the time, and it was so stylistically I loved it, and the songwriting I loved, and I've since kind of expanded a lot of that. I love the songwriting of Merle Haggard because I was talking about this last night. With Merle Haggard, he's just straight to the point. You know what I mean? He's simple, and you just know exactly what he's saying when he says it. I'm not that smart, so I mean, when I listen to like a Bob Dylan song that's like really out there, I like have to think about it for
right. You don't want to make people think too hard.
For 20, 30 minutes. You want some mystery, but at the same time, I mean, Merle Haggard, when he wrote a song and he sang it, he believed it, and you knew exactly what he was saying, and so that's kind of how I try to write too, where it's simple.
I think it's wonderful that we've got a new set of Texas country artists that are heavily, and you're citing your influences as those artists like the Pat Greens, Corey Morrows, which to me, when I talk to a lot of country artists, most of them are older, so their influences are going to be older, but these guys, they're classics. They're already trendsetters. They're, influencers in this genre, so that is a really cool thing to hear, and I'm excited about hearing more of your stuff. So let's go ahead and play the single. And then we'll come back, and you got your instruments here, so maybe we'll get a performance out of you?
Yeah.
Hey, let's get the fiddle player. What's your fiddle player's name again?
This is Steve Snoe from Houston, Texas.
Steve, come on up here to the microphone real quick. Let's talk about you. Now you're an older gentleman, sir. What's it like working with a young here, Max Flinn?
Oh, it's great. He's really enjoyable to work with, and it's lots of fun. We never know where we're going to be from one minute to the next, and that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it a challenge, because you never know what. He said, "Well, we're going to be going to Uvalde." He said, "We're going to be going to Dallas. We're going to be going to Austin." You never know which direction you're going to be going in, and it's really kind of fun.
Jump in the van and go, huh?
Just have fun. Just kick back and relax and enjoy the ride.
And now, how long have you been doing your fiddle playing?
Let's see, probably, I would say 45, maybe closer to 50 years.
Man, that's amazing. I mean, you got to be pretty freaking amazing, right?
Well, the fiddle does all the work. I just hold it up.
So go ahead. I mean, I'm sure you've been doing it since longer than this guy's been alive, it sounds like, right? Yeah. So give me a list of some of your accomplishments. I'm sure you played with your handful of greats, right?
Well, I've fronted Merle Haggard, fronted Randy Travis, fronted Little Texas, fronted Ray Price, fronted Johnny Paycheck, worked with, tons and tons and tons
Why are you
of guys.
fronting?
Huh?
That's it. No, just,
I know.
that's old school.
I'm native Houstonian, right
That's
out of Houston.
awesome, man. Well, that's fantastic. And, of course, you, Max, what's it like working with a veteran in the scene like that, man? That's got to be insane, right?
It's totally insane. And I met him when I was at my corporate gig, actually.
Okay.
Listen to this.
At the office building, there was Go Texan Day, which is a big deal in Houston. Everybody dresses up.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And the office building, they brought some hot dogs in, but they also brought a little country group in, and I met him, and that's right when I was starting.
Different kind of hot dog.
Different kind of hot dog. And I got his business card, and then that's been like 3 or 4 years now that we've been. He's kind of my right-hand man. The band has changed many times, you know,
Right.
for one reason or another, but Steve is like totally loyal and dedicated, and he likes my songs, and like we just, I don't know, it's good to have a guy like that, you know what I mean?
Well, now, who do you have a current band right now? You want to give them a shout-out by name and just say, or do you guys just kind of have a random, like a circle of musicians that you kind of call?
Well, like Kevin Skurla is a great steel player, for instance, but there's not many steel players, right? And so he's in high demand and plays with everybody, and so and then our drummer is a guy by the name of Chopper, and he plays with a group called Los Carnales in Houston, and they've been around for 20. You know, they go to Spain and Vegas and Mexico, and they're like a Latin ska band. And
That sounds awesome.
But he's a great country player, and he was with Jared Neiman for a while. I think Jared Neiman, Birmingham. I don't know. Sorry, but I botched that. But anyway, he's been around for a long time. He's in his 40s, and then we're just working in a few bass players right now. And Chad Ware plays guitar with us a lot, and he's awesome. He plays with Rick Trevino.
Right, yeah.
And there's, you know, my thing is I put the best. I want to be the worst musician on stage at all times.
Very cool, yeah.
And build and have this great team around me to really bring my songs to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that sounds great, man. It sounds like you're working with some good people, like musical, mercenaries. You know, that's excellent. So again, it's Max Flinn here from Houston. Let's go ahead and give your single a spin. It's called Anywhere But Austin. Go ahead and give us a little introduction on what the song is about.
Sure. So this is just a good old fashioned heartbreak country song, you know, and it's he's broke down on the side of the road, and it's funny because people think, what do you got against Austin, dude?
Right,
you know,
right.
But really, Austin is just this hypothetical place, and it's just anywhere but where she is, the one that broke this guy's
Hey, when
heart.
I'm driving through Austin and I get that traffic, I want to be anywhere but Austin, man. It's not worse than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a great song, so let's check it out again. This is Max Flinn, Anywhere But Austin. It's a Texas 12-pack on 104.9 Coyote Country.
I broke down a roadside south of San Antonio. I lit a lucky strike in the pouring rain. I flagged down a trucker, he asked me where I was going. I said I'm going insane. He let me ride shotgun on 18 wheels of freedom. He said my final destination's Baton Rouge. I got a list of cheap motels in the back if you need one. So buddy, where am I dropping you? Anywhere but Austin on a Friday night, 'cause that's where the Leroy brothers play. And she'll be out there dancing while some stranger holds her tight. And I know I'll do something stupid, and she'll have something mean to say. And I've already done my breaking down today. We parted ways at a Super 8 in Waco, half a mile from a high school buddy's house. So I looked him up, I said I'm in town. He said I've got a ride, we can make the rounds if you want to. I said I'd love to. Anywhere but Austin on a Friday night, 'cause that's where the Leroy brothers play. And she'll be out there dancing while some stranger holds her tight. And I I know I'll do something stupid, and she'll have something mean to say. And I've already done my breaking down today. She'll be out there dancing while some stranger holds her tight. And I'll just tell her that I love her, and she'll just turn and walk away. And I've already done my breaking down today. Broke down a roadside south of San Antonio. I stood there crying in the pouring rain.
It's 104.9 Coyote Country. It's a Texas 12-pack. I'm Robert Miguel, here with special guest in the studio from Houston, Texas, Max Flinn, y'all. Make some noise.
Thank
the
you.
fiddle player. Also, what's your name again, sir?
Steve Snoe.
Steve. All right. So we got Max and Steve out of Houston. You just heard their new single there, Anywhere But Austin. And Max, where can we find that? All the regular places like streaming, digital, all that good stuff?
Yes, all the regular places. And if you just Google my name, it'll all come up, and it's Flinn with an I. So that's the only little thing that people
I
tend
was
to.
talking about the ladies in the office earlier. They were like, Max Flinn, I can't find him. What? Flynn with an I. So
Yeah.
Max Flinn,
That's the only
F-L-I-N-N.
nuance there.
And as far as that song, do you have a full record, an EP? What else can we get from you?
Yeah, there's an EP out and 2 other singles. There's a song we did for Houston, during Hurricane Harvey. It's called As Big as the Storm, and we were able to raise some money through that. And another single, If I Could Change Time, which I'm going to play for you real quick.
Okay.
And then going to record the next single in Nashville in June. And then probably a full album late next year.
Wow, all right.
Yeah.
And how's that? Obviously, you guys are probably doing the songwriting for that still, or do you have the songs
Yeah.
ready to go?
Some of them are going to be, some of them are ready to go. Some of them might be other people's friends' songs. Some of them might be, I'm doing some co-writing and stuff because I just want to play good songs, man.
Right.
I don't care if I wrote them or not. It's really, to be honest with you, I just want to play good songs. George Strait had a pretty long career of playing good songs that he
Right.
didn't write, and everybody, and that's the deal for me. If there's a song out there that's sitting around that nobody's recorded and it's better than one of mine, then I'm gonna cut it.
Well, right on. Sounds like a
So-
great attitude to have about it. Again, we got Max
Yeah.
Flinn here out of Houston, and you guys are going to perform for us. So go ahead and give us a quick little rundown on what this is about here.
Yeah, this song is called If I Could Change Time, and if you've ever heard, the Rascal Flatts song, God Bless the Broken Road,
Okay.
it's kind of
Yeah.
just about this idea of going through stuff and not really understanding why at the time, but coming out on the other side and being grateful that you went through that kind of thing, you know what I mean?
All right, check it out. It's Max Flinn on 104.9 Coyote Country.
1, 2, 3. Well, if I could change time, then I might not have ever played for the high school football team. 'Cause after all these years, my body still aches. I should have played golf or something less extreme. I would have been up in my room learning all these songs that I now wish that I could play. I'd have changed my major to music instead of studying business that you face. Well, the past is something we're stuck with. It can't be erased. There's heartache and pain, yeah, there's guilt and there's shame. Love was lost, it can't be replaced. Well, but one thing I know for certain, the one thing that I know is true. Well, if I could change time, then I might not have ever fallen in love with you.
if I could change time, I would have laid off the hard stuff, just had a few beers with my friends. Well, I would have treated people a whole lot better. I probably wouldn't know so many amends. I would have told my family that I love them, so they would never have to doubt. I would have looked my mom in the eyes and let her know it's gonna be alright, there's nothing to worry about. Well, the past is something we're stuck with, it can't be erased. There's heartache and pain, yeah, there's guilt and there's shame. Love is lost, it can't be replaced. Well, the one thing that I know for certain, the one thing that I know is true, and well, if I could change time, then I might not have ever fallen in love with you. And well, if I could change time, then I might not have ever fallen in love with you.
Man, that was amazing, guys. Wow. It's 104.9 Coyote Country. Max Flinn, man, what a great song. What a great performance. You guys are the real deal, man. Not that I thought you weren't. But man,
you never
fantastic.
know until you strum that first chord, huh?
You know what? It's always exciting when people come in here and share their art with us, and you guys are seriously phenomenal. So thank you guys for that. Great. I can only imagine what the full band set sounds like, with the full deal. So what do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer doing something more like intimate like this, or do you prefer the full band experience?
I think it doesn't matter. To me, doing the duo and the trio kind of thing is tons of fun because it puts you on a personal basis with the people. But even when you've got the full band out there, and everybody comes across, I mean, when you put on a good show, the people are going to come to you and they love what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's good. And when you can make somebody out there in the crowd smile and laugh and enjoy it, then you've accomplished what you got up on that stage to do.
Well, man, it sounds like you guys are really into what you do, and I can only imagine smiles and laughter and applause, man. What a fantastic song, and that was one of your originals, sir?
Yes, sir.
So what's the songwriting process for you like? What exactly goes through your mind? How are you inspired? Is it just kind of like everyday living? Do you sit down at a desk, or does it just happen kind of like in life and something inspires you like that?
It really ebbs and flows. The other night I was sitting there my fiance was falling asleep, and she's beautiful, and I got inspired and wrote one in 15 minutes, and played it last night, so people liked it. And sometimes, like there's a project, and we're writing a song for our wedding, and so I know that I have a deadline, and so we're sitting down every day to try to. She sings with me, so we're.
Now, I was on your Facebook page, and I saw a beautiful blonde lady, I believe, singing with you. Like, maybe it was Houston on a beach or something like that.
That was out in Cyprus on a lake.
Okay,
and that was the local top 40 station actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
So got to make my debut on their socials, and that was cool. And
was that her singing with you?
Yes.
Very cool. So she's an artist herself. Does she have her own thing going on, or she just kind of comes in and helps you out?
No, in fact, I was crazy about her before I knew she could sing. It was just
she got some pipes.
Total bonus, man. And she's an 8th grade math teacher.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So
I'm sure the ladies want to hear this because, like I said, you're a good-looking man yourself. You are taken. So give us that little story, I guess. Give a shout out to the lady.
Yeah, her name's Brittany Blair. She's from Minnesota.
Okay.
So we're getting married in Minnesota.
Yeah,
Minnesota. Yeah, she's heard that a few times down here. And then actually for our honeymoon, we're going 4 weeks on the road and singing together. So we got shows in Montana and Washington and Oregon, all down the coast, California, and then back through the Grand Canyon. And we're going to do some camping and just be spontaneous with it because summers are off, and we're excited. I met her at a bar in Houston. I was finishing up a gig, and I had my guitar, and I said, what'd you think of the show? I was trying to play it real cool. She's like, what show? She's like, who are you? She had no idea who I was or what I was playing. She had showed up way after the show, just hanging out with some friends, and so I made a fool of myself, but I kind of liked that, I mean? Like, she she's got that sarcasm that I really appreciate, and we just laugh a lot and give each other a lot of crap.
Yeah, you got to be a little aloof, you know what I mean? Just kind of, yeah. I mean, like I said, let's say it again for the third time. Good-looking man here. I'm sure you get lots of attention from the ladies, and it's kind of cool when they throw you out for a loop, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And I love her.
What a great story. And, of course, if you're going to go on tour with her, that's, nothing prepares you for marriage and getting to know somebody quite like a road trip,
right.
and staying in different various, hotel rooms, like you said, camping. So that's a really cool way to get into it. When's the date?
July 7th.
Wow.
In Duluth, Minnesota.
Well, very good, man. Congratulations on that. So,
thank you.
It's very cool. So where can we find, for those of you people who want to get more about you, go and give me your socials and websites and all that good stuff.
Sure. So it's maxflinn.com, and that's MAXFLINN. And then Max Flinn on Facebook, Instagram. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a unique name that nobody else got it. So it's easy.
Well, right on, man. Well, thanks again, and it's been a pleasure having you guys in the studio with us. And that's going to wrap it up on the Texas 12-Pack. I'm Robert Miguel, and it's 104.9 Coyote Country.
The Texas 12-Pack, presented by Texas Farm Store, Coyote Country, 104.9.